name is Lacey. Thank you so much for joining me for class today. You're joining me for a prenatal practice. And as always, if what I say does not work for your body, please feel free to modify. So do your practice at your own pace today. I highly recommend listening to music in today's practice. I have a playlist that I will link to in the description, but you're welcome to put on whatever is best for you, whatever sounds best, whatever your favorite music is. So to get started, come into a seat and take your hands together. We'll take a few mudras to start. We'll take 4 of them. We'll kind of make it into a dance. So you can interlace your fingers, keep your pointer fingers outstretched, and then cross your thumbs. This is called Kali Mudra. Kali is the goddess of destruction, of letting go of what we no longer need. So with this mudra in your hands, just reach it overhead as you breathe in. And then as you exhale, bring it back into your center. And then as you inhale, reach it back overhead. Exhale, bring it back into your center. Inhale, reach it back overhead, and then start to circle out your body a few times, just taking a few O shapes around the ribs. And notice how this feels in your body. As you're making space down the ribs, down all the way into belly, into baby. Good, and then reverse the direction of your circle. Just small circles around the ribs. Breathing in and out. Take yourself back through center and take your hands back into your heart. Keep your last 3 fingers, or don't keep your last 3 fingers interlaced. Actually, bring your thumbs into the center of your palms and then curl your first 3 fingers around the thumbs. Extend your last 2 fingers out towards the sides, taking a gesture called Shakti Mudra. Touch the tips of your pinkies and your ring fingers together and take this shape into your heart. This is a gesture similar to Kali Mudra. It represents divine feminine energy. So take this shape into your heart and just take a few breaths here. And again, notice what you feel in your body at this moment. Good, and then we'll shape shift our hands into 2 more mudras. Next is Padma Mudra or Lotus Mudra. So you can let your fingers go, making petals with your hands. Your wrists can come together to touch, or they can stay touching. Your hand is in the shape of a lotus flower. This gesture, if you are farther along, if you are towards the end of your pregnancy, can be nice to take and think about the word open as you're taking it. I am 37 weeks at this point, so for me it's okay, but if you're not so far along, if you're a little later back in your pregnancy, don't think of that yet, but something to keep in the back of your mind. But from where you are in your hands, close your eyes for a moment and feel the fingers spread. Feel the shape in your hands. Maybe imagining receiving something into your palms. Let that go. Last gesture that we'll take. Bring the tips of your last 3 fingers together to touch. Take your pointer fingers forward and then touch your thumbs together. Taking Yoni Mudra. Rest this shape down to your low belly. This is a gesture of the womb, the place where we're all created, that gateway between our birth and life. Close your eyes for a moment. And see if you can breathe all the way down into the belly. Connecting the hands onto baby. Good, and then we will take a little bit of a dance with our hands with these mudras. So if you need to change the cross of your seat, of your legs, then do so. And then inhale into Kali Mudra, reaching the pointer fingers up to the ceiling. As you exhale, take Shakti Mudra, bringing your last 2 fingertips together to touch. Inhale into Lotus Mudra, spreading all 10 of your fingers. And then as you exhale, come into Yoni Mudra, taking this down to your belly. Inhale back into Kali Mudra, point your fingers, lift up. As you exhale, take Shakti Mudra. Inhale into Lotus Mudra, spreading your fingers. And then exhale your way into Yoni Mudra. Take that a few more times. Inhale, Kali Mudra lifts up. Exhale, Shakti Mudra comes back down. Inhale, Lotus Mudra, spread the fingers. And then exhale into Yoni Mudra. Last time like that. Inhale, Kali Mudra lifts up. Exhale, Shakti Mudra back in. Inhale, Lotus Mudra, spread the petals. And exhale, Yoni Mudra down. Good. Let your hands go. We'll come back to those gestures a little bit later, so just have them in the back of your mind. And then crawl out into tabletop, taking your hands and knees down onto the mat. You might slide a blanket underneath you for a little extra support, a little extra cushioning. Ground your wrists underneath your shoulders, knees down underneath your hips, and just start to move your body in a way that feels intuitive here. So maybe that's through a few rounds of cats and cows. Maybe it's a sway of the hips, side to side. Maybe it's something else. If you are playing music, feel free to move a little bit to the beat of your own music. Working out any kinks in the places that are feeling a little tense, a little tight. Good. Take about 4 more rounds of breath just like this. And then return into a neutral spine. Extend your left leg back behind you, keeping your left toes tucked underneath you. Take a kickstand of your right shin. Spin your left heel down to the mat and then reach your left fingertips all the way up to the ceiling. And then from there, just start to heel toe or step your left foot a little bit farther back behind you, over towards the back wall, the one that you're not facing. Reach your left arm overhead. Rotate your heart up towards the ceiling, just another inch or 2. You're coming into a modified wild thing here. Let your heart lift a little higher if that feels good in your body. Let your fingertips extend. Let your front toes point down. Good, take another breath right here. And then with your exhalation, lower yourself back down into tabletop. We'll take that to the second side. Extend your right leg back behind you, keeping your toes tucked underneath. Kickstand your left shin, and then reach your right arm up to the ceiling. And then step your right foot a little bit farther back behind you. Reach your right arm over your right ear. And then let your sternum lift up towards the ceiling. Let your shoulder blades draw inward so there's space across the heart. So nice. One more big breath in. And then as you exhale, lower yourself back down to hands and knees. We'll make our way up to standing from here. So if you'd like to do so through down dog, tuck your toes and lift your hips up. Widen your feet apart so they're mat's width. Walk your hands back to your knees. Ground your forearms down onto your knees and then slowly roll yourself up to standing, lifting up 1 vertebra at a time. Set your blanket aside if you are using it underneath your knees. Make sure your mat is cleared of all your props, and come about midway down your mat. Have your feet just a little bit wider than hips width apart. So often in yoga practices, we cue the big toes all the way together to touch, and just a little bit of space between the heels. But this narrow of a stance doesn't always really work for women's bodies, especially when we are expecting. What's better is to take a little bit of a wider stance, at least the width of your hips, if not even just a little bit wider, to make space for baby. So find your solid ground, your stable foundation in your feet. And then reach your arms up to the ceiling. And then as you exhale, draw your arms alongside your body, and then draw your chest forward. And then reach your arms back up to the ceiling again. And take another dive or draw your chest forward as you reach your arms back. Good, one more time just like that. Reach your arms up. And the arms come alongside your body. This time you can either stay with your heels grounded, or if you feel stable, you might float your heels off the mat. You might also be near a wall. That could be helpful to find a little bit of balance. During pregnancy, our center of gravity is a little bit thrown off, as you may have noticed already. Let your sternum move forward. Maybe your heels lift a little bit higher. Good, lower the heels down, and then reach your arms back up. And lower your arms alongside you. We'll take this next balance as a modified dancer. We won't be reaching for the feet, but again, if you want some support, you're welcome to come to a wall. Step down onto your right foot. Take your left toes behind you. And then as if you could reach for your foot, while keeping the leg extended, reach your arms back. Draw your shoulder blades and lift your heart. Either stay right there, or maybe you start to float the back foot off the mat. And then maybe you reach your right arm forward. Good. Any pain, any sensation in the low back here? Think about drawing the toes a little farther down, so you don't want to be crunching into the lower part of your spine, especially because baby is already probably weighing you down a little bit. So you want to keep a little bit of core engagement. Good. Take another breath where you are. And as you exhale, come back through center. We'll take that to the second side. So step your right toes back. Keep your left foot firmly grounded. If you need a wall nearby you, again, take your fingertips onto a wall. Reach your arms alongside your body as if you could stretch your fingertips all the way back to your ankle. And then draw your heart forward, forward, forward as you keep lifting it up. Maybe stay, maybe start to float your foot off the mat. Maybe stay there, maybe reach your left arm forward. Keep reaching your right fingertips backwards. Good. Come back through center. Now from here, we'll take a shape called OMG, as we call it in Laughing Lotus. So ground onto your right foot, and then step your left toes back behind you, taking them down to an angle. Wing your arms back alongside your body as you draw your chest forward, almost as if you're coming into that modified dancer's pose again. Make sure you have a soft bend through your right standing leg, so that you're taking the weight in the right leg, but you're stable, you're grounded. Good, and then come back through center. Reach your arms up. Take your OMG to the second side, so tiptoeing the right toes back, soft bend into the left knee, arms wing back, chest wings forward, so you're in a little bit of a curtsy squat here. Reach your arms back up through center, lifting up. Exhale, OMG, left foot steps back. Inhale, sweep back up through center. Exhale, OMG, right foot steps back. And then take that at your own pace. So moving the arms side to side, curtsy squatting to each side. If you've got music playing, this can be a nice time to move to the beat of your own music. Take a few more. Okay, finding a little bit of a rhythm. Finding your breath. And then see if you can make your arms a little bit bigger as you're taking these movements. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, come back through center, reach your arms up. And then one more time into a diver's pose. Wing your arms back, lean your heart forward. Maybe lean onto your tiptoes, maybe the heels lift. Maybe your chest moves down another inch or 2. Lower your heels back down, reach your arms up, and then draw your hands through your heart. Take your arms down alongside you. From here, we'll step out into a goddess pose. So come to face towards the long edge of your mat. Step your feet out so that your ankles ground underneath your wrists. You can measure that out by taking your arms out into a T shape. Heels and toes out as you bend through your knees. And then right away, you can start to rock a little bit side to side. Again, maybe moving with the beat of the music if you are playing something. So you just want to make sure you're stable with the legs. So if the stance needs to be a little bit shorter, a little bit wider than I just cued, feel free to adjust the feet. You can either stay with the hips rocking side to side, with the legs rocking side to side, or maybe add a little bit of arms. So just drawing your arms from side to side, or feeling free to get creative to move in a way that suits your body in this moment. So I'm just providing a little bit of a guidance, but you are your own guide here, your own teacher. You could stay with that, or maybe you play with peeling the toes up as you bend into the opposite knee. So bringing that movement a little bit bigger all the way down the legs, all the way down into the feet. Maybe the arms become a little bigger. Good. And then reach your arms all the way over to the left side. Come into warrior two. So ground down through the front leg. Pressing down through the front heel. Reach your arms out and wide. And similar movement here with the arms. Bring your back hand to meet the front one. And then like you're shooting an arrow, reach your arm back. And then bring the palms back together to touch. Maybe moving the upper body as well. And then shoot the arm back. And then start to take those bow and arrow pulses at your own pace. Bringing a little bit of movement into the arms, the shoulders, the heart. Again, maybe moving with music. Notice what you feel in this moment. Okay, just a few more like this. Next time your arm is back, take it only back about halfway, so the back elbow stays bent. Flip your front palm, and then lean back into a peaceful archer. Staying bent in your front knee as the top arm reaches back. Breathe in here, and then exhale back into warrior two, keeping the back elbow bent. And then inhale back into that peaceful archer. Exhale back into warrior two. A few more like that. Inhale, leaning back. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, leaning back. And exhale, warrior two. Good. Take those bow and arrow pulses just a few more times. Breathing into the shoulder blades. This time, open all the way back out and around into goddess pose. And right away, start to move your hips, your arms, a little bit side to side. Bringing movement to where you need it in the body. Good. Sway all the way around towards the back, bending into the opposite side for your warrior two. We'll take those bow and arrow pulses again. Bring your hands to meet, and then shoot an arrow, draw your elbow back. And then bring the palms to meet, then shoot an arrow, draw it back, and then do that a few more times. Moving at your own pace, moving with the shoulders, moving the torso, just staying more or less grounded with the legs if you can. If your feet want to move, that's okay too. Just a few more. Next time the arm is back, take it only about halfway. Keep your front palm up to the ceiling and then lean back into a peaceful archer. Taking some space down into the side body. Breathe in here. Exhale back into warrior two, arch your arms. Flip the palm, inhale, lean back. Exhale back to warrior two. Inhale, lean back, peaceful archer. Exhale to your warrior two. 2 more, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Just a few more times. Make those bow and arrow pulses with the arms. Breathing as you move. And then reach all the way around back into goddess. Shape shift a little bit side to side. Moving the arms, the hips, the legs. Good. And then you can keep moving the hips, the legs a little bit side to side. Just take Kali Mudra with your hands, reaching them overhead. Same as before, maybe take a little bit of movement in the upper body. So maybe gentle circles with the ribs, or maybe it's a side to side movement as the hips keep swaying. Breathe in here. And as you exhale, take Shakti Mudra back down through your center, touching the last 2 fingertips. Inhale into Lotus Mudra, spreading the palms. And exhale into Yoni Mudra, hands down to the belly. So some version of this, if you don't remember all of the movements with the hands, that's okay. Just do your best. Inhale into Kali Mudra, arms lift up. Exhale into Shakti Mudra. Inhale, Lotus Mudra, spread your fingers. Exhale, Yoni Mudra with your hands. Inhale, reach your arms into Kali Mudra overhead. Exhale, Shakti Mudra. Inhale, Lotus Mudra, spread the fingers. Exhale, Yoni Mudra. Last time, inhale, Kali Mudra, arms lift. Exhale into Shakti Mudra. Inhale, Lotus Mudra, spread the fingers wide. And then exhale into Yoni Mudra. And then just take one of those gestures, whichever felt most interesting in your body. Take it in your hands, close your eyes, and keep shape shifting side to side. Moving with the music, or moving with your breath. Good. Start to come back through center. Straighten your legs and heel toe your feet back into a little wider than hips width. We'll come down to the mats, moving through a squat pose or malasana. If that doesn't work for you, feel free to move in another way. Otherwise, come to the back of your mat. Have your feet about mats width apart. Take your hands into Lotus Mudra, the center of your heart, spreading each of your fingers. And then start to move your hips side to side, just as you did in Goddess Pose. Moving side to side, taking your hips lower and lower and lower and lower until you come all the way down into a squat. And then from here, crawl out into tabletop, taking your hands, your knees down onto the mat. And then make your way into a seat. If you want a little blanket underneath your seat to make the pelvis a little bit higher, you could do so. So you might take one underneath you. And we'll take mermaid legs with the right shin forward and left shin angling back. You want the left arch of the foot to come around, or the right shin forward, left shin back. You want the right arch of the foot to come into the left knee. Mirroring can be hard sometimes. So once you are there, take your hands to your hips and just invite a little sway of the hips from side to side. So finding a little bit of mobility down into the hips. Close your eyes here. Good. And then keep your left hand onto your hip. Just ground your right palm or the right fingertips down to the mat. Reach your now left hand out to the side and take an inhale to sweep the arm across your body and overhead. And exhale, sweep it back and around. Inhale across and overhead, letting the hips move as well. And exhale back around. Inhale across and overhead. And exhale around. Either stay with that or next time you can lift the hips as well. Inhale across, hips lift as you reach overhead. And exhale, reach it back around. Inhale, reach across, lift the hips. Exhale, back around. A few more just like that. Move with your own pace of breath or move with the music. Good. Next time you are down, stay down. Switch your legs around so you're coming into your mermaid. Legs to the opposite side. Left shin is now forward, right shin is now back. Start with both hands on your hips. And just take a gentle rock from side to side. So likely your right hip will be moving a little bit more than the left one. Maybe close the eyes. Breathe into your body. Good. Now ground your left hand down. The next time you lift your right hip, reach the right arm overhead, taking it across you and up. And exhale to reach it back down and around, grounding the right sit bone back down. Inhale, move the hips as you reach the arm up. Exhale, down and around. Inhale, move the hips, reach the arm up. And exhale, down and around. Either stay there or next time you sweep across, lift your hips. Lower it down. Lift up. Lower down and move with your breath now. Or again, maybe with the music. Maybe just becoming a little bit playful with this. Next time you are down, stay down this time. And then cross your shins to come into a seat. If this seat is not comfortable, feel free to adjust, taking more or less height underneath your pelvis. Lengthen up through your spine. And before we come down into our rest, we'll take a little bit of breath work. We'll take Surya Vedana, moon breath. The left side of our body is said to be the more feminine one. So it's said to be the polarity that is a little softer, a little more nurturing, a little more artistic, a little more creative. So we'll take, it's very similar to Nadi Shodhana, to alternate nostril breathing, but we'll just be inhaling through the left side and exhaling through the right side. So take your two peace fingers to your nose. Your opposite hand can be up or down on your thigh, whatever feels most comfortable. And then you will seal off the right nostril. Inhale through the left side. Seal off the left, exhale right. Switch sides, inhale left. Seal it off, exhale right. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale left. And exhale right. Now just take about 4 or so more rounds at the pace of your own breath, moving the breath as fast or as slow as your body needs in this moment. Inviting yourself to soften each muscle that is not necessary to breathe. So softening the back of your neck, softening the jaw, muscles of the face. When you complete your next round, just let your hands go. And ground them down onto your thighs. And breathe in and out through both nostrils. And keeping this level of calm, of ease, we'll make our way down into side lying Shavasana on the left. So in addition to being the more feminine polarity of the body, the left side is also said to be the best one to lie down onto for circulation for yourself and for your baby. So take any props that you have nearby, blankets, bolsters, pillows, cushions, anything soft. You can set a blanket or a pillow underneath your left ear as you come to lie down. Moving slowly, avoiding using core strength as you come down. If you have more props than that, maybe a block, or not a block, but a pillow slides in between the legs. Maybe one comes around the heart as well. And just let yourself become comfortable here. And then as you are here in your Shavasana, just let your body become comfortable. And let any thoughts in your mind start to slip away. And I'll go through a list of positive affirmations. So you can just let these words, these suggestions wash over you without trying to grasp onto the meaning of the words, without trying to intellectualize anything. Just let the sound of my voice come in and out through your ears. Anything that does not resonate, feel free to let it go. So move on to the next suggestion. Anything that does stick, let whatever images, whatever thoughts come up, just be as they are. Maybe they pass over you like clouds in the sky. So with your eyes closed, look up to the center of your forehead, imagining taking your mind's eye right here. And you can say in your mind's eye, you can say to yourself in your head, I am grounded. Again, I am grounded. And then I move with grace. I move with grace. I am strong. I am strong. I love and am loved. I love and am loved. Creativity flows in and through me. Creativity flows in and through me. I can manifest my vision. I can manifest my vision. Divinity resides within me. Divinity resides within me. And any thoughts that are in your mind, let them go. Take a breath in where you are. And let it out through your lips. As you rest in Shavasana. And if you have the time to stay resting longer, then feel free to stay as long as you need. But if and when you would like to make your way up from your rest, just begin to invite gentle movement back to your body. Wiggling each of your fingers, your toes. You might extend your top arm, your right one overhead as you reach your right toes towards the front of your mat. And then you can use the strength of your arms to crawl up to seated, taking a long, tall spine. Once you're there, we'll take Lotus Mudra, Padma Mudra at the heart one last time. Spread each of your fingers as you connect through your wrists. Keep your eyes closed or your gaze soft. And then imagine receiving whatever it is that you need in your hands. So maybe just taking a moment here to make an intention. Imagining looking into your heart and seeing whatever it is that it needs. And then imagining that thing, whatever it may be, is falling into your hands. Into the petals of your lotus. And take your hands into Yoni Mudra one last time. Connecting the tips of your last 3 fingers. Bring your pointer fingers to touch, thumbs touch. Taking this down to the low belly, to baby's home. And connect in with your baby for 1 moment or 2. Reminding yourself that you are enough for baby. That already you are mother. You are a creator. Breathe all the way down into your belly. And let a soft sigh out your lips. Draw your chin down to your chest in a gesture of gratitude. Thank yourself for coming, and I thank each of you for joining me. Have a wonderful rest of your day.